My wedding dress cost $4,000. Custom silk, imported lace. It fit perfectly. I was wearing it when I found out my fiancé was already married. The grand ballroom at the Riverside Hotel, 200 guests. My bridesmaids finishing their makeup. My mom adjusting my veil. Everything perfect. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost didn't look. Bad luck to be on your phone before the ceremony, right? But something made me check. 3 photos. Wedding photos. A bride in white. A groom in a gray suit. The groom was David. My David. The bride wasn't me. I stared at the screen. My hand started shaking. The phone slipped. Caught it. Looked again. Same smile. Same dimple in his left cheek. Same watch I bought him for Christmas. The bride was pregnant. Very pregnant. Maybe 6 months. Her hand on her belly. David's hand covering hers. The date stamp. 2 months ago. Las Vegas. May, you okay? My sister touched my arm. You look like you're going to pass out. I couldn't breathe. The dress was too tight. The room was spinning. Another text. Thought you should know before you make the same mistake I did. Sarah. He'd mentioned a Sarah once, a coworker. Nothing to worry about. My mom was talking. I couldn't hear her. Just white noise. Just the blood pounding in my ears. David was downstairs, getting ready with his groomsmen, laughing probably, taking shots, celebrating. 200 people were arriving. My dad had already walked my grandma to her seat. The string quartet was playing. The flowers cost $3,000, and my fiancé had another wife. I looked at my reflection. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect dress. Everything was perfect, except the man waiting at the altar. But let me back up. Let me tell you how I ended up here. How I fell in love with a ghost. How I ignored every single red flag. How I almost became wife number 2. I met David at a marketing conference in Chicago 2 years ago. He was presenting on sales strategies, confident, charming, made eye contact with me 3 times during his talk. He found me at the networking mixer. You were taking notes during my presentation. Everyone else was on their phones. We talked for 3 hours. He was a senior sales executive for a tech company, traveled constantly for work, based in San Francisco like me, single, available, interested. He asked for my number, called the next day, not texted, called like an actual adult. Our first date was Italian food in North Beach. He showed up with flowers, held doors, asked questions about my life, listened to the answers. I'm on the road a lot. He warned me. Seattle, Portland, Austin, Denver, sometimes 2 weeks at a time. It's not fair to someone wanting a normal relationship. I told him I could handle it. My job was demanding too. I understood career priorities. Red flag number 1. I just didn't see it yet. The relationship moved fast. He was attentive between trips, flowers delivered to my office, surprise dinners, long phone calls from hotel rooms. Missing you in Dallas tonight. Can't wait to get home. He had photos on his phone. Client meetings, hotel rooms, airport lounges. Everything checked out. I met his friends, other sales guys. They confirmed the travel schedule. David's never in one place longer than a week. Beast mode. His apartment was small, minimal. I'm never here. Doesn't make sense to invest in a place I barely see. Made sense. Everything made sense. 6 months in, he proposed. Sunset at Baker Beach. Spring was perfect. He'd asked my sister what I liked. I know I'm not around much, but I want you to be the person I come home to, always. I said yes, obviously. We set the date, 12 months out. Plenty of time to plan. He was traveling even more now, promoted to regional director, covering the entire West Coast. After the wedding, I'll request local accounts only. I want to be home every night with you. The wedding planning was mostly me. He was in Seattle, or Portland, or Austin. He'd video call from hotel rooms, give opinions on flowers and menus and music. Whatever you want, babe. It's your day. My mom loved him. So hardworking, so dedicated. You're lucky, May. His parents lived in Arizona. We visited twice. They adored me. His mom cried when we told them we were engaged. David's been alone too long. We're so happy he found you, alone. That word should have meant something, but I was in love. I was planning my dream wedding. I was going to marry a successful, handsome man who called me every night, no matter what city he was in. Red flags look pink when you're wearing rose-colored glasses. I just didn't know I was wearing them. The first weird thing happened 4 months before the wedding. David called from Denver. I heard a PA announcement in the background. Flight 2847 to Seattle, now boarding at gate 12. I thought you were already in Denver? I said, pause. Too long. Yeah, connecting flight. Denver to Boulder. Client's office is there. Made sense, except Boulder isn't that far from Denver. Most people drive. I let it go. Second incident. He posted a photo on Instagram. Amazing client dinner in Austin. Tagged the restaurant. I commented with a heart emoji. His buddy Jake commented too. Bro, you're in Portland. We literally had lunch yesterday. The comment disappeared within minutes. David called. Jake's confused. He meant last week. We were both traveling. Got our schedules mixed up. Okay, possible. Third incident. I found a receipt in his jacket pocket. Doing laundry before he left for another trip. Grocery store receipt. Whole Foods. Items I'd never seen. Prenatal vitamins. Ginger tea. Crackers. For my assistant, he explained. She's pregnant. Morning sickness is brutal. I picked up stuff on my lunch break. Sweet, thoughtful, exactly the kind of man I was marrying. Except I'd met his assistant at a company event. He'd introduced us. She wasn't pregnant, wasn't even dating anyone. I Googled the store location. Not in San Francisco. Different city, different state. You sure about the Whole Foods location? I asked casually. He checked his phone. Oh, weird. Must have been near the Seattle office. I was up there last month. Receipt just took forever to fall out of my pocket. Month-old receipts don't look new. This one was crisp, recent. But I nodded. I smiled. I let it go. Fourth incident, 2 months before the wedding. I was updating our wedding website, adding his parents' email to the guest list. I typed in his mom's name wrong, sent the email. It bounced back. Email address does not exist. I tried his dad's email. Same thing. Both addresses David had given me, both fake. I called him. He was in Austin. Oh man, my parents changed their email provider last month. Let me get you the new addresses. He sent them. They worked. Crisis averted. But why hadn't he updated me? Why give me old addresses when we were 2 months from the wedding? I started paying attention. Really paying attention. His location services were always off. Battery drain. I need it for GPS when I'm traveling. He had 2 Instagram accounts. The one I followed, another one I found by accident. Same photos, different captions, different friend tags. His Netflix showed shows I'd never heard of. Must be my roommate on work trips. We share accounts. He didn't have a roommate on work trips. Sales executives get private rooms. Every explanation made sense individually. Together, they felt wrong. I told myself I was being paranoid. Wedding stress, cold feet, normal. But at night, alone, while he was in another city, I couldn't shake the feeling. Something was off. Something was very, very off. The night before the wedding, David stayed at a hotel. Tradition, not supposed to see the bride. His groomsmen threw him a bachelor party. Nothing crazy. Dinner and drinks. He texted me photos. Everyone smiling. Normal. He came by my apartment around 11. Just wanted to say goodnight in person. Last night, as your fiancé. We stood in my doorway. He held my hands, kissed my forehead. Tomorrow, you become Mrs. Martinez. Happiest day of my life. He was wearing his jacket, the nice one, Black. Designer. The one he wore to important meetings. You should hang that up, I said. Don't want it wrinkled tomorrow. He draped it over my couch. I'll grab it in the morning. Love you, May. He left. I went to bed. Tried to sleep. Couldn't. Too excited. Too nervous. My cat knocked his jacket off the couch. 3 a.m. I got up to hang it properly. Something fell out of the inside pocket. Small. Black. Another phone. I picked it up. Older model iPhone. Not his regular phone. He'd never mentioned a second phone. I shouldn't have looked. I knew I shouldn't. But I did. No passcode. It opened. Messages loaded. Can't wait to see you this weekend. Baby's kicking like crazy. Doctor says everything looks good. We should pick names soon. Love you. Miss you. Hurry home. From Sarah. Dozens of messages. Photos of ultrasounds. Photos of a nursery. Photos of her pregnant belly. Photos of David. His hand on her stomach. His lips on her temple. His eyes full of love. The same eyes he looked at me with. I scrolled up. Months of messages. Years. They'd been together 3 years. She lived in Portland. She thought he traveled for work too. To San Francisco. To Seattle. To Austin. He'd been splitting time. Half with her. Half with me. I found the photos. Wedding photos. Las Vegas. 2 months ago. City Hall. Simple ceremony. Sarah in white. David in gray. Both smiling. Legally married. Actually married. Which meant tomorrow I'd be committing fraud. Tomorrow I'd be the other woman. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped the phone. It clattered on the hardwood. The screen didn't crack. The messages still glowed. I called my sister. 4 a.m. She answered on the first ring. The wedding's off, I said. My voice didn't sound like mine. Flat. Empty. Dead. What? May, what happened? I told her everything. The phone, the messages, the other wedding, the pregnant wife. She arrived in 20 minutes, found me on the bathroom floor, still in my pajamas, still holding his phone. We're calling this Sarah, she said. Right now, we found her on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, real estate agent in Portland. Smiling photos, professional headshots, smiling photos, can't wait to meet our little one. I sent her a message. This is May Chen. I'm supposed to marry David Martinez tomorrow in San Francisco. We need to talk. She replied in 3 minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. He told me you were his sister. I've seen your photos. He said you were his sister. We called. We talked. We compared notes. He told her he traveled to San Francisco for work. For client meetings. For training. He told me he traveled to Portland for work. For client meetings. For expansion. Same story. Different cities. Different women. Sarah started crying. I'm 8 months pregnant. We're having a boy. How could he do this? I couldn't answer. I didn't know. I didn't know anything anymore. The sun was coming up. My wedding dress hung in my closet. My bridesmaids would arrive in 3 hours. Guests were flying in from across the country. My perfect wedding day was starting, and my entire life was a lie. Sarah and I talked for 2 hours. We compared everything, his work schedule, his friend groups, his family, his apartment. He'd shown her photos of a San Francisco apartment. Too expensive. That's why I travel so much. Gotta make regional director salary. He'd shown me photos of a Portland apartment. Same excuse, same lie. I've never met his parents, Sarah said. He said they're estranged. Family drama. I'd met his parents. Twice. They knew my name. They'd hugged me. They'd cried at our engagement. Did they know about Sarah? About the baby? There's more, Sarah said. Her voice was shaking. There might be others. I found a third phone once. He said it was for work, but I saw messages. A woman named Jennifer in Denver. 3 of us. Maybe more. All thinking we were the only one. The wedding's in 6 hours. I said, everyone's already here. My family. His family. 200 people. Cancel it, Sarah said. Call it off. Get out. I thought about it. Text all the guests. wedding canceled, return the gifts, lose the deposits, hide. But he'd keep lying. He'd tell some story, make me look crazy, move on to the next woman. And Sarah would be stuck, pregnant. Legally married to a con artist. Come to the wedding, I said. Silence. Sarah, come to San Francisco. Today. Come to the wedding. Are you insane? He thinks he's getting away with it. He thinks we don't know. Let's show him we know. In front of everyone, more silence. Then, I can't fly. Doctor said no air travel this late in pregnancy. Drive. You're 5 hours away. The ceremony's at 4 p.m. You can make it. May, I'm 8 months pregnant. I can barely walk. I can't drive 5 hours. I'll send a car, a driver. You just sit. Please, he needs to face both of us, together. She was crying again, but she said yes. I called a car service, booked the driver to pick up Sarah in Portland. Express delivery to San Francisco. Cost $400, worth every penny. I called my lawyer, explained the situation. She was getting ready for the wedding. Guest number 47. Don't sign anything, she said. That marriage certificate is void. He's already married. It's bigamy. Federal crime. Can you bring paperwork? Annulment? Whatever we need. I'll bring everything. And May, call the police. This is fraud. I called the police. Reported the bigamy. They said they'd send officers to the venue for your safety and to arrest Mr. Martinez if charges are filed. My sister helped me get dressed. Hair, makeup, the $4,000 dress. You sure about this? She asked. You don't have to go through with any of it. I'm sure. He stood at an altar with Sarah 2 months ago, promised forever. Now he's going to stand at an altar with me and see what forever really costs. Sarah texted at noon. On the road. Driver is nice. I'm terrified. I texted back. Me too. See you soon. Guests started arriving. Smiling, excited, dressed up. No idea what was coming. David was in the groom's suite, his groomsmen with him. Someone sent me a photo, him in his tux, grinning, straightening his tie. Same smile he gave Sarah in Vegas. My dad knocked on the bridal suite door. Ready, sweetheart. I looked at my reflection one last time. Ready. The ceremony was outside, garden setting, white chairs, 200 guests, string quartet playing, perfect weather. David stood at the altar, his groomsmen beside him, his parents in the front row, my parents walking down the aisle ahead of me. Everyone turned, watched me appear at the entrance, gasped. My dress was stunning. I looked beautiful. I walked alone, no father giving me away. I'd asked my dad to wait. David's eyes found mine. He smiled. That dimple, that charm, that lie. I made it halfway down the aisle. Then I stopped. Everyone waited, confused. Was something wrong? Before we continue, I said. My voice carried. The mic was on. There's someone else who needs to be here. David's smile faltered, just slightly. May, what are you doing? I looked at the entrance. Sarah, you can come in now. She appeared, 8 months pregnant, wearing a white sundress, walking slowly, one hand on her belly. The guests erupted, whispers, gasps, confusion. David went pale. Actually pale. His tan disappeared in seconds. Sarah walked down the aisle, stopped next to me. We stood together, facing him. Hi, honey, I said to David. My voice was sweet, poison sweet. Sarah wanted to congratulate us on our wedding. 2 months after yours. His mouth opened, closed. No sound came out. Tell them, I said. Tell everyone about Vegas, about the real wedding, about your son, due in 4 weeks. His mom stood up. David, what is she talking about? David found his voice. This is insane. May, you're having some kind of breakdown. I don't know this woman. Sarah held up her left hand. Wedding ring. You married me on September 14th. City Hall, Las Vegas. You told me you loved me. You told me we'd be a family. She pulled out her phone, showed his mom, wedding photos, ultrasound photos, text saying I love you. His mom sat down, hard. His dad caught her. You told me she was your sister, Sarah said. She was crying now. You showed me photos. You said May was your sister. The guests were standing, everyone talking. My bridesmaids surrounded me. My groomsmen stepped away from David. My lawyer walked up to the altar, handed David an envelope, annulment papers. for the legal marriage to Sarah. Sign them. David's hands shook. This is a misunderstanding. I can explain. Explain bigamy. My lawyer's voice was ice. Explain fraud. Explain marrying two women in different states. Police officers appeared. Two of them, walking down the aisle. David Martinez, the first officer said. We have questions about a bigamy report. David actually ran, down the side aisle, toward the parking lot. His groomsmen didn't stop him. His parents didn't move. He made it to his car. Officers caught him at the door. Handcuffs, Miranda rights, everything. 200 guests watched, phones out, recording, filming, taking photos. David looked at me, from the back of the police car, through the window. No more charm, no more smile, just panic. I waved. Sweet, innocent. Bye, honey. Have fun explaining this to your boss and your other girlfriends. Because yeah, Sarah found Jennifer's texts too. The police car pulled away. Sarah sat down, crying. My mom hugged her. My dad brought her water. The efficient stood there. Awkward. Should I go? Definitely go, I said. The guests started leaving. Some angry, some laughing, some asking if this was real. My maid of honor hugged me. Holy shit, May, you're my hero. I wasn't a hero. I was just a woman in a $4,000 dress who'd almost married a liar, who'd found out just in time. Sarah stayed. We sat in the empty garden, just us and the flowers. And the ruined fairy tale. What now? She asked. Now, I said. Now, we burn his life down. Together. The video went viral. Of course it did. 200 guests. Everyone filming. Runaway groom. Police. Pregnant woman. Jilted bride. 10 million views in 3 days. David's company fired him. He'd been expensing fake business trips, charging the company for 2 separate lives. Sarah filed for annulment. Nevada made it quick. Fraud, bigamy, void from the start. She also filed for child support, established paternity, got a court order. David's salary was garnished before he even got a new job. I kept the ring, sold it, paid back my parents for the wedding, donated the rest to a women's shelter. The prenatal vitamins made sense now. The weird receipts, the fake emails. The second phone. Jennifer in Denver surfaced too. Saw the videos. Called me. Another girlfriend. 6 months. He told her he lived in Portland, traveled to San Francisco and Denver for work. Same playbook. Different cities. Different woman. The 3 of us, me, Sarah, Jennifer, we stay in touch. Group chat. We call it Survivors Club. Sarah had her baby, beautiful boy, named him after her grandfather. Not after David, never after David. David tried to contact me. Letters, emails, texts from new numbers. It wasn't what it looked like. I loved you. I still love you. I blocked everything, changed my number, moved apartments, started fresh. His parents reached out, apologized. They didn't know. They swear they didn't know. I believe them. They're helping Sarah with the baby. Good grandparents. Trying to fix their son's damage. The wedding dress is still in my closet. Can't return it. Custom made. $4,000 of silk and lace and broken dreams. Sometimes I look at it. Remember the girl who bought it. Who believed in forever. Who trusted completely. She was naive. She was stupid. She wore rose-colored glasses. But she learned. 6 months later, I'm okay. Better than okay. I got promoted at work. I travel sometimes. Real travel, not fake business trips to maintain secret lives. I date, casually, nothing serious. I check IDs. I verify work stories. I Google addresses. I trust but verify. Always verify. Sarah sends me photos of the baby. He's got David's dimple, but Sarah's eyes, Sarah's kindness. He'll be nothing like his father. The viral video still circulates. Someone made it into a TikTok sound. Before we continue, there's someone else who needs to be here. People use it for reveal videos, for drama, for jokes. I don't mind. Let it spread. Let everyone see what happened. Let every woman who's dating a man who travels constantly for work think twice. The lesson? Red flags are red flags. Not pink, not rose-colored, red. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. The first time, not the 100th time. And if something feels wrong, trust that feeling. Your gut knows. Your gut always knows. I almost married a con artist. I almost became wife number 2. I almost spent my life wondering where he really was, who he was really with. But I didn't. I found the phone. I found the truth. I found Sarah. And together we found our freedom. David's still single. Surprise! Multiple failed relationships, bad reputation. Viral video follows him everywhere. Sometimes I wonder if he learned anything, if he regrets it, if he thinks about that day, about running, about handcuffs, about 200 witnesses watching his life explode. Probably not. Narcissists never learn. But I learned. Sarah learned. Jennifer learned. We learned that love isn't blind. It's just sometimes wearing glasses. And when you take them off, when you see clearly, you realize you dodged a bullet. Or, in my case, a whole firing squad. The wedding didn't happen, but the wedding dress did its job. It was there for the most important moment of my life. The moment I said no. The moment I chose myself. The moment I realized I deserved better than a liar in a tuxedo. My mom still has the photos. Me in that dress, standing in an empty garden, looking powerful, looking strong, looking free. That's the wedding photo I needed. Not me and David, just me, alone, winning. Sarah framed the photo of us together, both in white, standing side by side, facing our liar. Badass women supporting women, she wrote on the back. Yeah, that sounds about right.